Now, I'm going to show you guys the other top 8 list, actually, because there was another top 8 list for branded, so we could review that. So we're doing double top 8 deck profile. I don't have the pilot with us, though, unfortunately. Oh, no. Why is this so dark? I'm going to have to... hold on one second, but... Oh, no, that's why. Okay. Here, technical difficulties. We're getting it. Don't worry. So this is the list. Why is this so zoomed in? So this is the list. This is the other top 8 list, folks. So I learned a lot tonight. Lots of thinking and testing. Thanks. Yeah, every time I talk to Sam and have one of those powerful conversations, it's one of those things that, oh my God, the Seahawks game is still going on. 29-13, got it. But with 30 seconds left, so congrats to Sam Darnold. But yeah, no, it's very informative. Like, branded's such a deck that you can really sink your teeth into for years, as like me and Sam has. Like, Sam to way greater success than me. But I'm just happy with that I was able to have this conversation and, you know, I make these videos so I can, help someone learn something new about branded, like, that they might not have known, right? And these are things you can take in with you into this format. Honestly, I think this was probably my favorite my favorite video that we've done on branded, honestly, was just with Sam. I love bringing him on at the beginning of these formats. We did this when Draco Tal just came out and we were playing branded pile. This was before Fallen and the Virtuous, so definitely a very good conversation. It's got me thinking about a new list. Yes, sir. How can I see the previous podcast? Look at the branded cast. Look under my podcast tab on the YouTube channel. Gotta see the 60 card list. I do have my 60 card list, but we will talk about that after this. Sam's theory and reasoning is so goated, for real. Yeah, very smart, dude. Very insightful. Thank you very much. Love the lower to the ground build. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. With no lock, too, which gives probably a lot of hope for people. Awesome reasoning from Sam. Thank you for being insightful on your answers. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So yeah, thank you all for also chilling with us and asking questions. Y'all gave me good questions to ask Sam. Honestly, I should do more of these interviews live, because sometimes I just like I just can't think of some quiet, like, I'm doing a lot of it. Like, I don't just like, I mean, some interviews I'll just prepare like for like 20 questions, but I've done so many of these branded interviews nowadays that I feel like I don't have to. But you know, it definitely helps. Also, this is top 8 Conception WCQ regional by Gabriel Jana. Shout out to him. I'm not sure how big this regional was. It was probably, if I had to guess, sub 100. If it's in, I'm not sure if this was France. If it was in France, it might have been a bit more, but I think Conception's in South America. So someone let me know. But this is a 41 card build, very similar to Sam's, actually, with Valor. No Imperm, though. However, instead of the Imperms, he is running 3 Perulia with the Fuelos package, of course. And then 2 Aluber, 1 Shrouded, plus the 3 Ash. 3 Cartesia, no fusion deployment, so very similar into the Sam's ratio. I love how, so I'm talking about with a lot of these lists becoming standardized, you guys will see the extra deck very much very similar. 1 Magnamut, 1 Saronir for the Bastille package with no Lubellion, but he is running the branded Lost. Oh no, he is running Lubellion, my bad, I'm blind. And then 3 Valor, 1 regular Albaz, 2 Fallen of the Whites, 1 Quem, 1 Ecclesia, 3 Fulos, 3 Perulia, 1 Kit, 1 Lubellion, 1 Merc for the rest of the monsters. I really do like this non-engine lineup. I think Perulia is a very good card, so branded being able to board break through the engine and then making your opponent's board a half board is pretty solid. I think with a lot of Magistus, Draco Tal too, the Perulia is actually pretty solid into the Draco Tal matchup right now. And if not, it's just an upstart goblin and prevents a little bit of their Lucius line, depending if they have, or stops their Fallen of the White. Conception Chile, 60 players. Thanks 3 steps ahead. I appreciate that. And so this was a 60 player regional, so fair enough. That's a respectable amount. And so for the spells, we have 2 branded fusion, 3 branded and high spirits, 1 branded red. This player chose to run the branded and white on top of the branded loss with 1 branded opening. So this is kind of like what Sam was talking about. You need at least branded opening. I'm sure he was doing a similar line with 5 mana maybe to play around it. But he did side the Christia, so he was able to do that. 2 Fallen in the Virtuous. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but he's running a ton of non-engine, so like fair enough. I think 2 is mandatory though. If I ever saw one Fallen in the Virtuous, I would probably like have to roast that. But like 2 is like something even I've debated on, so that's fair enough. And then 1 Retribution for the 41 card build. This is actually 1 less card than Sam. I might just go to 42 and run the opening, honestly, just for consistency. But he chose to go for a better going second than a better going first, or a little bit better going second than on the edges. But he is running the branded white, so I guess he does have the Mirror Jade line for 5 metas with the Synchro line. So very similar ideas, I think. And then for the extra deck, 1 Alba Lenatus, 2 Albion the Branded Dragon, 1 Sanctifier, 2 Grand Guignol, 1 Chaos Star Source, and he is running the Christia lock for the double Grand Guignol, but it's kind of like Sam said, I think double Grand Guignol is just such a good grind game piece for branded, even when you aren't like maining the lock or like, you know. And then 1 Chaos Star Source, 1 Lubellion, 1 Mirror Jade, 1 Stepelia. I do find this Stepelia interesting. This is kind of what I was talking about with Sam. Sometimes I want a second, like another thing to rotate into. He is running the branded in red plus the branded white, so to me that makes a lot of sense if you are running both white and red to have another target to make. But especially if he isn't running the double Dogma, and then 1 Renbrum with the 1 Dogma, 1 Titanclad with the Lulu. He is running Lulu over the Perskinion or Quertus. That is something kind of unique. And it's kind of like Sam said, Lulu's a good card, and I think into Radiant Typhoon it's actually quite nice too, even though they don't go to the extra deck all the time. I mean, you do get to negate the link though off of Lulu, and then you get the 500 boost, which like Sam said, it actually really does help with the attack point gain, since the Radiant Typhoon cards, the biggest one is 3300, so if you set up like a Dogma with 3500, or like, you know, monsters that are pretty big, that it's pretty tough for them to even out it. And then 1 Ecclesia, the Dark Synchro. 12 hand traps and branded. Wow, yeah, both of the regional topping lists, the first 2 regional topping branded lists with the new support are both hand trap builds. You know, I'm just glad that, you know, it's cool to see, right? Like I'm sure we'll see Breaker branded at some point. You know, it's like Sam said, like you could still probably run 60 card. I wanted to ask him more about 60 card, but like we were literally talking for almost an hour and a half. So I know it's later for him too. So I didn't want to. He probably just got to work and everything. So we'll definitely have to have Sam back on a little bit sooner than once a year. But also I do have to link out to the GVYC. So please subscribe to Sam's team if you haven't already. He said he will be uploading some combo videos over there, so make sure to subscribe over there if you want to see more content from Sam. I would love for the GVYC to put Sam through the content mill, because I would be reacting to Sam branded content every time we stream. That's all I'm saying. I learned something new from him every time. He's just genuinely one of the best branded players out there. So yeah, no, extra deck makes sense to me. Nothing crazy, but I do like the Stepelia. It's something I theoried on, where Stepelia might actually be kind of good this format, for a few different reasons. Just having that other card to rotate into, and then also like the various synchro decks. I mean, it doesn't matter against Yummy and Killer Tune, but. Okay, so for the side deck, 1 Christia, 3 Bestials, Sarnier, Durosaur, and Baldrake, so that's kind of interesting. A pretty big Bestial package. You never know with how much Yummy he was expecting. Maybe he was expecting a lot of Yummy, because honestly, a Bestial is all you need against a Yummy 1-card combo, and hitting the Snatchy having 2 Bestials is so crazy, dude. It's so crazy. And then 3 Double Cyclone. This is a very good card into Dracotel. 3 Droplet, very good card to Dracotel, and 2 Dragon's Mind, 1 Solemn, 2 Warning. This is actually something I tested with, was the Solemn plus 2 Warning package over the Dragon's Mind, so it's cool he was running this. I do think these are probably going to end up being the better option over Nadir, just because they're good all the time, and really good card economy in Dragon's Mind. So yeah, I really like this list. 3 steps ahead, 4 Yummies in top 8 at conception, so I'm sure these Bestials went extraordinarily hard. And also I think the Perulia into Yummy is pretty decent, and then, you know, Fulos, Valor, all these things I could see how he did very well with a Yummy meta. I think Yummy is a fairly easy matchup for Branded. Like we were talking about percentages of what is in favor. I think Branded has like a 60% win rate into Yummy at least. It's pretty favorable. Like Sam said, some Yummy players are built different. Yeah, exactly. So I was gonna say some Yummy players just want it more. It's a very good deck. It's very reminiscent of Malice, where it's just like it just keeps going and going and going. It's very hard to hand trap, even still with one Snatchy, which is crazy. You gonna be trying your own version of a 40 list, dude? I'll literally just run Sam's list plus a Christia and not do the opening line because I just prefer the Christia thing. However, honestly, the way he ran it might just be better. Or no, I think I would run a Tude in his build. I like he said, he would just put in a Tude. So like, if you guys were wondering any change he would make to his regional list, it would have been a Tude. I think he said in the main. So I would just main a Tude because you need something, in my opinion, for Draco Tal. You're kind of, like he said, like it still wasn't a great matchup in that context. So just to secure that matchup a little bit more, I think that's something that we could do to improve that matchup. Which one is better, Dia Belize, the original Sing Keeper, or Invader of Darkness? Definitely Invader of Darkness. Also, Invader of Darkness is something I would have added to the side of Sam's because you're still running the Fallen of the Virtuous, so you can still do that for the MST matchup, and it's just such like a hard win into that matchup that I'm like fine with it. When Lunalight is the top contender, breakers seem worse. That's fair, but also I do think it's like Sam said, as long as you have a single hand drop to stop them, you can usually get rid of the second. They usually don't end on a second legger, so that you can deal with the first legger pretty easily with Branded. So is that dropping the loss for a Tude? I'd probably run both at the same time. I mean, I would have to test, but yeah, I don't think I would run like I don't think I would not I don't think I would take out loss if I'm running a Tude. Like it's kind of like run Christia. Like I still run Christia plus loss, but because like a Tude's only good into the Draco Tal matchup, right? And honestly, I might just side a Tude at that point for the Draco Tal matchup now that I think about it. And just like forego my game one and just play as good as possible because you can lean on your hand traps. So like maybe we'll test the 60 or the 40 card build after this. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get off or not after this or play more games, honestly. But yeah, no, this is a cool list, guys. I'm not gonna lie. The runner up in the tournament, Sam Jane, got top 8, is also a Branded player, 200 players. Sam, are you talking about the Milwaukee regional that we just we just all right, so yeah, that's the list. I do like it. This one I definitely like Sam's a little bit more just because I feel like it's a little bit cleaner with the ratios. The one opening is a little sus with no Christia in the main, but yeah, no, I mean if anything, like what I'm doing here is just like putting in a Tude and just taking out, I guess, like a nib. Like he said the nib wasn't like that necessary, but I do feel like the nib is not bad. And this is kind of what I would do, if anything. I think he said he would like maybe cut Proskenion for something, but I don't know. That's just kind of what I would do at that point. We still play Lubellion plus loss? I think so. It's like Sam said, and I said on Twitter earlier, which is funny. He literally made the same point I did on Twitter, which was funny. It's cool to see that at least I'm on track because you need some meat to the bone of your Branded line, right? Like your Branded fusion needs to get you somewhere. It's like why we miss Branded or Lubellion and Genesis format for Branded, right? Like why we still run like a good light target because you need your Branded fusion to be more than just a Mirror Jade. Pack said to cut it. I mean, I don't think there's any definitives with Branded, but like, yeah, you can definitely cut it for sure. Like, it's not like mandatory, but something that you can definitely still run in both lists that top this weekend with the new Branded support. We're running it, so I think that goes to show it's not something that you necessarily have to cut, but it is something you can cut. Oh, a fun, interesting list just popped in. We running 12 hand traps. Dang, that's a lot. Yeah, we're back to hand trap Branded. This was Sam Jing's list that just got top 4 at the Milwaukee regional. I think he got second then technically too, so that's awesome. Have you seen Asian Persuasion 2008 recent vid with Draco Tal? Please watch. It's interesting. Draco Tal interesting. I feel like that's an oxymoron. what makes it interesting. But shout out to Asian Persuasion, one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Second place was a diff player. What's up, Kotado? So I guess he was just top 4. Someone, I mean, I'll check the yugioh Pro before I upload it. I mean, because I'm just gonna do it tomorrow as like a deck profile, I think. So yeah, like that VOD will be just uploaded tomorrow, and we'll just title it as a deck profile. That's like gonna be an hour and a half. Y'all don't come to Metagames GX for short-winded, short, undetailed responses. Y'all come for the in-depth stuff. Like, I think y'all signed up for it. I got my new Albaz, can work with 1 for now. Yes, sir. If you got 1 fall in the white, you're kind of off to the races, in my opinion, at least. Any thoughts on 2 Mercurier in a 40 to 42 card build? I would avoid 2 Mercurier at all costs. I wouldn't even run it in a 60 card build unless I was running 3 Allure and I had a gun to my head. I just think Mercurier is your best brick, but that doesn't make you want to run multiple of it in modern, at least. Like, I like shout to Sam Schreiber, my Genesis goat. He would probably run 3 Mercurier in Genesis, but like that's a different format, right? Because Mercurier can be an extender, but like you're like Sam Jang said in our podcast, you're leaning on the synchro line, and you don't need Mercurier in that at all, except for to end on. Would you play synchros with Etude? No. I mean, maybe. Like I released the hand rip video, but that doesn't mean it's like the optimal way to play branded. I just wanted to I wanted to show people this, it is possible to hand rip with branded. So I think like, yeah, you can do synchro branded, but like, I just think this version's overall better as long as we don't have Baron in the game. And also like, we're locked into 8s anyways. So obviously you can make it before, but like if anything, like Lulu, I mean, you can run Draco Berserker, but like I think Etude, its good effect is the floodgate. It's not the synchro effect, honestly. If you're saying a board with Etude plus multiple monsters to synchro, you should probably be winning that game even like without Etude, if that makes sense. Wait, no lock? Let's go. This is Doom Promethean. Yeah, both the lists did not main a lock. However, the other top 8 list sided the lock. So, and Sam said he would also run Etude probably in the future, which I'm pretty sure would be in the side. So, don't want to paraphrase it, but Branded's #1 doubter is here, guys. Even though it just got 2 tops at the latest this weekend, Mr. Wales 312. You're my #1 WoW anyway, so don't worry. But I don't know, man. I know what you're gonna say. You gotta see that consistent, and I agree with you, because usually Branded does its thing where it's like it tops a couple times at the beginning of a format and then just kind of falls off. But with the new support, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think this is actually a pretty, it's like Sam said, I think it like all the matchups besides Draco Tal are pretty actually in your favor on some level. Besides, I mean, I think we didn't talk about the Exo Sister matchup, but I think Exo Sister is kind of tough. But if you see literally a Charmy or like a hand trap, you're usually fine into that deck. But yeah, no, that was a very informative. Like, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that video, frankly. Like that was a very informative kind of discussion with Sam for sure. So shout out to him for that. I can't stress that enough. And what's unfortunate is I just had a very good conversation with Marat too, but unfortunately the audio was fucked up for half of it. So hopefully I can get him back on the channel, but that was kind of my mistake. So when you spend an hour on something that doesn't work out, I'm not going to make him come back on the podcast anytime soon and use another hour of his life. But, that's why we appreciate the people who come on and take time out of their one life to talk about Branded, right? Come on, guys, channel me your luck with a Spirit Bomb. Got my 2 boxes coming in less than 7 hours. LOL, L'Oreal, please. I'm channeling, Phil. I'm sure you'll get the Starlight. It had 3 tops at the same regional. Stellan, there's 2 other branded toppers at the regional. I should have asked Sam. Also, how's it going, Stellan? Nice to see you. I saw you before. That's crazy, though. I didn't even know that. There was 4 branded tops this weekend. Not... I mean, were they like branded Magistus, or were they like more in like the vein of Sam's like branded Despia build? Very cool though. If someone, I need to see the top 8 breakdown, honestly. I think Regio Pro Deck should have it, or will have it if anything. I didn't see the actual... I did not see the actual whatever it's called. Okay, so Milwaukee. Yeah, you're right. Wow. Stellan got top 8 as well. I didn't even see that. Good job, Stellan. Stellan, what does your list look like? Shout out to Stellan, and then we got Sam Jang right here, top 4. Yep, and then there was another. The second place was some guy in second with Despia branded. That's so crazy. How did they get the breakdown for this already? Yeah, no, that's 4 branded tops. Okay, yeah, that's not a fluke, man. Like that's a really strong opening weekend, I think, for a quote unquote rogue deck. Was your list much different from, I guess, like, Stellan, was your list much different from Sam's, or did you guys kind of cook up the same list? Same as Sam's, but with Bell instead of Valor and Lulu instead of Proskenion. Love it. Yeah, Bell was, I mentioned it, like, slightly in the video, or in the discussion with Sam, but that was something I tested with Marat Ergany a lot. He was the one who came up with that theory for sure, and it was really good into the Draco Tail matchup because you stop one of their traps. So I can see why you ran that. And it also obviously stops Fallen of the White Dragon, right? So it's not a bad card in that respect, I think, as a hand trap, honestly, right now. I think it's, like, super solid. Branded best deck, let's go. I know, right? That's so hype, honestly. That has me so excited, man. 4 tops out the same regional, and then we also had... sorry, 3 tops, and then we had the other regional. I'm sure there were other branded tops at that point. There was like 10 regionals that happened this weekend. Like,